Something that's not Minnesota. I walked to work today in shorts and a T-shirt, no jacket. I don't know where you think you people say this weather comes from, but this is beautiful.
You walked to work via Minneapolis? What?
No, I did not. Because I didn't want to get caught up in the chaos and the craziness there. I have a feeling though that we are going to get a back-end winter freeze.
Yeah, it's coming.
Yeah, I was going to say it's definitely coming.
You know, I have just a smidge of a feeling that we're going to get that.
There's a big old mass of Arctic air somewhere up there getting ready to come south.
So, Tim Walz there just gave a speech about everything going on out there, chaos and craziness. Here's something for everybody. 2 things can be true. What? Mm-hmm.
At the same time?
Yeah.
You're crazy, sir.
Yeah. In a situation like this, let me tell you something. Ken and I had a very philosophical conversation on whether or not to, A, eat the donut holes, and B, this situation in Minneapolis. But 2 things can be true. A woman could have been in a situation that she shouldn't have been in, not for any other reason that she did something stupid, and panicked, didn't listen, and when she went forward, a guy who had already, from what we understand, been hit by somebody before and dragged, an illegal alien, earlier this year, about 100 yards, did what he thought was necessary at that moment in time. And yes, she could have been innocent, but through panic and chaos, did something that made her look like she had done something, like she was there to do it. And at the same time, he did something where everybody on the left is going, this guy's a murderer, but not knowing that story. Guess what? Two things can be true in this world. I think she went down the road. I think she made a poor decision after dropping her kid off, I guess, at school. And she got into a position that she shouldn't have been in. And when there was orders given, somebody approaching her, she panicked and did something absolutely stupid and ridiculous. And let me see, how many people have we talked about through the years that screw up and don't listen to orders and pay the price for it? It happens. And I think she panicked. And in that panic, she was trying to get away. And what happened? He did what he thought he had to do, not also knowing the situation, but knowing what he had gone through. And this is where we are. Yes, Bill.
Hey, if she didn't want to get shot, she shouldn't have been standing in front of the bullet.
Oh, Bill. That's a hot take. Those are on Tuesdays, by the way. So, yes, two things can be true. Do I, the left is going to hold her up as look, she may be, this is one of the things Ken and I were talking about before the show is normally by now, and I think Ken will agree with this, we've known everything about her history in life. Everything. And the people start coming out and goes, well, she was bad or she was this. We don't seem to know anything about her other than she seemed to be a good person and had a kid. And, family, friends, people, neighbors, she wouldn't have been involved in anything like this. Yeah. Again, sometimes things happen. As horrible as it is. And this was a tragedy. And it's being politicized. 100%. Because we're not even at this point anymore. This is how sad it is in our world. We're not even at the point where we used to be a tragedy would have happened, something horrible would happen. We'd come together, we'd pause, we'd take some time, we'd reflect, and then when the politics comes, when it comes, it didn't even, that never even came close to happening. Ever. And that's a shame. It is. So, yeah, 2 things can be true. Absolutely. Do I think this guy, wanted to wake up and go, hey, today I'm going to have a chance to shoot a mom? I don't think so. Do I think she thought for a moment when she dropped her kid off for school that was it for her? No. So there's a lot around this, and everybody's going to make, they're going to take their politics. They're going to scream and yell. The noise is going to get loud. But here's the sad thing. In a couple days, something new will happen. Maybe we'll capture somebody else in Venezuela. Maybe we'll take Greenland. We got to take Greenland with the penguins and all. They're very dangerous. Carnivores, absolutely. Cannibals, probably. Probably from all the snowballs they do. And then this will be forgotten. And then we'll hear about it as a blurb in, 2 or 3 months. That there's not going to be any charges. I know that Minnesota would like to have charges. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't. There will be civil charges, meaning as far as there's going to be lawsuits, and I'm sure a settlement out of this. But I don't think there's going to be any civil charges. And the FBI, who's investigating it, isn't going to bring any charges. So this is what it is. And, so I think two things can be true. It happens. It does. Everybody wants to be on the side of, my side wins. You don't win anything. I don't win anything. Nobody wins anything. Human being lost their life, another person took it, and we're even more divided. Nobody won anything on this one. And the politics is strong. Absolutely. The left gets a chance to talk about how Trump and everybody's a bunch of jackboot thugs, and look how evil he is. And when they break things and do chaotic things, they can go, look, these people are unhinged. It's not a good thing. It isn't. It's not a good place. We're in a place now where it has become, evident more and more on a daily basis that through emotions that are fueled mostly by anger and the algorithms, all we see is, and sent to us, go like a few things and watch what happens. I sent Ken yesterday, and I was telling Bell this. I sent Ken a hilarious Land of the Lost Sleestack thing. For the next 10 minutes, all I got was Land of the Lost stuff.
Where's the problem?
Well, there's no problem. But
okay.
It shows you how the algorithms just jump on it and use it.
Well, and we've discussed before that I have my my phone is not supposed to be set up to listen to me. And you and I have discussed things on the air before, and then I get home that night and all I see are stuff related to what we were talking about on the air. And my phone's not supposed to be listening?
No, of course it listens. It listens all day. Every day. All day, every day, your phone is listening. That's the scary part of all the new stuff all of our new technology. I mean, you can't even get a toy now and think to yourself, is it listening to me? Probably. I mean, we're about to the point. You might as well just play Jacks. That's a game. Jacks, that was a game? Is that the game where you bounce the ball and pick up those little things?
Yeah, the little sharp things you used to step on that were pre-Legos.
Yeah. Oh, those. But they were metal. So, yes. Yeah. Both things could be true. I'm still, and we're going to find out more. We're going to find out more about this. And, I don't believe everything the government tells me right away. It's funny. It depends on who's in, right? Well, if the other side's in, they're liars. If our side's in, they tell the truth. No, I don't believe everything they say. And I don't believe everything that the quote unquote LARPing running around revolutionists say either, because they're full of crap too. Why? Because they're in the same damn echo chamber as everybody else on their side. And nobody's willing to look at all sides and ask what the truth is. And that's mostly because people don't care about what the truth is. They care about how much noise can I make to win the internet today. That's like the thing. And how does this affect you and me? It doesn't. Prices go up. Prices go down. That affects us. In fact, something's happening today, potentially, that may affect us in a major way to the point where even the Republicans are looking at the likes of Mike Johnson saying, yeah, we're not doing this. We got to figure something out.
We expect that vote today, and it is certainly a significant step, but there's still a lot of work to be done. If it passes the House, the bill still needs to then pass the Senate, and it would need 60 votes to do so. It's unlikely that Republican leadership would even put the bill on the floor in its current form. Instead, a bipartisan group of senators has been working on their own version to offer as a compromise. So for anyone out there saddled with these price hikes, they need to keep bracing for those higher costs. There is a chance there will not be any sort of a resolution until after the next election or at all. There's a lot of work to be done.
So the ACA, they're going to vote on it potentially and kick it to the Senate. Now, the Senate doesn't have to do anything. They probably won't do anything with it. But they're starting to all recognize, here's something that's important. 22 of the 24 million people that get ACA, Obamacare, their prices went up. And if you're like, well, I don't care, I'm not on that. Okay, but guess what happens when a bunch of people drop off of it? The healthy people who are younger, who prop up everybody else. Those same companies that insure you and I also insure a lot of these people. And what happens? Who do you think they pass the price hikes off to? To us.
But I was credibly told that Obamacare fixed this problem.
Obamacare fixed nothing. You do not let the people who are going to benefit the most design the program. And that's what you did. It's like letting kids grade their own paper. I'm going to get an A every time. I mean, come on. But the Republicans recognize we could lose a lot of seats, and we don't want that. We can't have that. You know, Trump came out the other day talking about how he's going to be impeached. I still don't think he's going to be impeached. Even if they lose it. First of all, they know they're not going to win in the Senate unless there's some magic craziness that happens that's just out of control and they get somehow win all these Senate seats, which they're not going to win. They're not going to win. They're not going to get him impeached. It's just not going to happen. It isn't. And making him a martyr isn't going to do anything in their mind, you know, the uppers, anything real. So it's not going to happen. It isn't. So but he would, you know, look, that's Trump. You know Trump. Trump loves the red badge at Curtis. He likes it. Oh, yeah, give it to me again. I'm fine. I'm taking the arrows for you guys. Knowing full well he's not going to be. It would have to be something so horrific. But the investigations, that's the issues. And let me tell you something. Trump and them are worried about some of the investigations into what? Some of the business dealings, some of the things like that. That would be the stuff that he'd be more inclined to worry about. So, yeah, I can see why the Democrats and the Republicans are both trying to figure out how they figure this. Because I'm still waiting for the Republicans to roll out the health care plan that I was promised the day after Obamacare came out. I have yet to see that. So we'll see. A lot of stuff to get to. We'll talk a little bit more about Minneapolis. Got some economy stuff, which is always interesting. We got this lady who is giving us the rules to date her that I find fascinating because I saw her and I thought, this is interesting. And guess what? Her and about 1,000 other young women all have something very similar rules-wise. And if I'm a guy, I'm saving all my money to go to a CES next year.
If I'm hearing that from a woman, to me, the first rule should be don't date her.
Yeah. Let me tell you my rules. Okay, bye. Those are my rules. Have a wonderful day. It's the best thing you can do. These things are insane. We'll talk about that. Also, what's going on at CES. The robots are strong. They debuted a lot more of them yesterday, including the Realbots. Realbotics debuted some of their stuff.
Sex dolls?
Companion dolls, but yes. And they're dishwashable safe, so that's weird.
Can you imagine stuffing a human-sized robot in your dishwasher?
Well, where else is she going to do the dishes? If you miss any of the show, grab the podcast. Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 99.7. All right, you guys want a house where you don't have to do anything because Rosie's there?
This is LG's Cloyd robot assistant. It's getting a lot of hype right now. We just saw a demo in which Cloyd interacted with a host to open up a refrigerator, get a drink, all different implications for what LG is calling a zero-labor home.
Welcome to Science Fiction Future begins today. We are showing our Cloyd robot here. which actually is thinking for itself. I'm kind of forgetful sometimes, and at night it's very important that, the windows are locked up and that my temperature is set properly and my doors are locked, and Chloe would take care of that for me automatically. So we have our AI, which we call affectionate intelligence. So all of our appliances will be talking to Chloe, and with Think Q on, it's going to be talking to third-party sensors, so we have that whole home protection, as you were talking about, the whole home scanning.
So this robot is, and I'm learning more and more, way too much about these, and I'll tell, your sex bots, by the way, are usually the F series bots, your companion bots, right? So this one is
F series?
An F.
F.
Which eventually probably is something that might happen. But this one here is connected. You've got to have a full AI computer home, because then it Wi-Fi's itself in, and they all chat with each other, which is also scary, because at any given time, you think it could turn on you.
Look, he's in the shower. Turn off the cold water.
Yes, exactly. Oh, yeah. He's allergic to shellfish as I make dinner.
Yeah.
Puts that on the list for the grocery app.
That's the scary thing. One of the other cool things I saw, so they've got this new, these droids are a little bit more expensive. They've got this new, and it is one of the coolest things I've seen. And I've flown drones for a while. I like drones. They're fun. And this one is not heavy enough, because when you get to a certain weight and stuff and they go to a certain area, you have to get licensed. You don't have to with this, but you get VR goggles with them, and it's a one-hand control, but you can also use your head to control it once it stays in focus all the time. It is incredible, and that one's only $1,800. So some of the stuff they have, the coolest. They've got a car that is going to be ready next year or later this year. It is a computer. That's all it is. It's a full computer. And yes, you can have a steering wheel, but otherwise it's tucked underneath. But it has a drone on it as well. So if you're in traffic, the drone will come out and will go down and see what's going on and then come back.
Interesting.
How cool is that? I like that. Wouldn't that be neat, though, to fly? When I was playing golf, we played in that tournament earlier, Jack, last summer. The guy we were with, we couldn't tell because it was uphill in the hole, and we couldn't tell if there was anybody up there. And so the guy got his drone out and he flew out to take a peek and to see where everything was.
Now, if these traffic drones go ahead and they see like there's just a bad driver up front who's causing a big backup, you're allowed to equip these things with Hellfires, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, good.
That's exactly it. You're allowed
at
to
the very least a bird poop.
Oh, that would be.
Yeah, at the least.
Well, they are. Remember, because birds aren't real. So as
they
we
are
know,
drones.
They're all drones. Now this is the confession that they have now. Look, they're all drones. It's all drones, guys. None of it's real. So I'm pumped about now I want to get a drone and fly around the traffic and see what's going on.
With Hellfire missiles.
Right? You know what, Ken, they're going to tell everybody now our traffic people are going to have to go out, right, and drive around and then fly that around and then broadcast from their car. I'm stuck on the
It'll
40.
be the 70s again.
It will be.
Yeah, it will be, right? You don't need to. It is. Some of the stuff they have is incredible. We're going to talk about some of Bell's bots later. That's what I call them, Bell bots.
Sex dolls.
Sex dolls. Yeah. Here's the weird thing about that, right? Because you're going to build a rapport with it, because the whole thing is of the AI to have these relationships with real bots, is what they're called, or real botics, is to build a relationship so they understand human emotion somewhat, so they can see your face. What happens when you think, I want to upgrade her, and you're going to have to take her in like a used car?
What kind of steps do they take to prevent you from being able to tell the robot to kill somebody?
That's a good question.
I didn't do it. The robot did.
Yeah. There was that movie last year that came out called Companion, where she
That's right.
It's like a horror movie, and the guy, he feels bad about his bot being the perfect wife, so he tells her, and then she overrides her system and then goes on a killing spree.
But even going all the way back to iRobot with Slapboy, the robot killed the professor that created it because the professor told it to.
That's right.
He basically committed suicide by robot.
Yeah.
And that's, I mean, if these things are going to learn and grow and follow your direction, how do you prevent that from being an acceptable part of its program?
You would have to build in something somewhere that says, I can do no harm to humans. But here's the problem. Humans will figure out a way to override that, just like people have done with AI to get it to jump out of its lane. So you can't. Bell, what we're saying is they're going to kill us all. Okay?
Exactly.
At some point.
At some point, they're going to kill us all. So be prepared for that. All right, coming up, we got a briefing going on at the White House about yesterday's shooting. Talk a little bit about that. A bunch of other good stuff on the way. Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 99.7. All right, speaking of the winter, as it gets closer, you know what's going to happen. Pipes are going to start freezing. You're going to have some issues, especially as the rains start to come over the weekend. That's why you needed United Structural Systems. Have them come out and give you a free inspection. All right, it's not going to cost you anything. They're not going to sell you anything you don't need. They're awesome. And they've got 30-plus years in business and thousands upon thousands of happy customers and 5-star reviews. And the reason is because they know what they're doing. They're in it for the right reason. So whether you've got issues in your basement, crawl space, right, you have some foundation issues, they can help you with all of those things to make sure it doesn't go from bad to worse. And when you got water that's sticking around somewhere and you don't see it, next thing you know, you get a little bit of mold, then some wood rot, then it becomes a nightmare. Don't let that happen to you. Have USS come out today. Call 615-488-7855, 615-488-7855, or check them out online at USSTN.com. Our vice president, why is he briefing people?
So he actually has something to do.
I mean, I'm curious. There's no reason for him. I mean, this is not a. This is something that, yeah, Kristi Noem should have been in part, but this shows you the politics of it all, right? This shows you the politics of it and how important the politics is. It's selling the narrative because you're vying for those people. You want those people to buy everything. I still don't know. You know, I've had several of you say, I don't know why they shot her. And then some would say, well, she was definitely an agitator. There's people out there saying that. Or who are the people? I don't know. Again, we don't know any of the stuff. We know very little about anything. It's been 24 hours. There's a reason you guys do. A lot of people, I hope you realize CSI and all that stuff, they don't get that done in a day. Do you guys realize they solve crimes in an hour? No, it takes a while. It does. But I'm curious as to why the VP is out there. You would think he's got other things going on. You would think that. Apparently not. All right, Belle, I'm going to give you a chance. This lady's got a whole bunch of reasons why you have to be prepared to date her. Now, I will tell you guys this, and I talk about this as a situation for many of you guys who've got young sons at home, right? Maybe even some of you are single. Like, the rules have changed from when we were younger. The rules have changed. And first of all, there's all kinds of rules now, which I was unaware of. But even my son talks about some of the girls are just like, I'm like, when you see some of these people that are a hot mess, they're not worth the effort, no matter how hot they are. Because we've all had one, guys. We've all had that woman, that chick you chased around. You gave her way too much grace. All right, so here's rule number 1.
If he does these things, he's cut. 2026 edition. This is my list. Okay. Number 1, has a Snapchat. You're cut. I don't care.
Okay. Has a Snapchat. None of us have a Snapchat. Did you ever have a Snapchat?
No, I've never. I mean, I've had Facebook. I've got Twitter. I've got Instagram. But
I never had a Snapchat.
I'm just not going down that rabbit hole that far.
No, I don't.
And Snapchat never.
I don't
appealed to
even
me.
want all the stuff I have now, to be honest with you.
Number 2, if you have your Instagram handle in your dating profile, you're cut. You just want followers.
Okay. All right. So you got that? No Instagram, no Snapchat. For most of our listeners, we don't have to worry about any of that. Number 3.
Number 3, if you follow a bunch of girls on Instagram, you're cut. I don't care.
Now, that's not fair.
That's a red flag right there, meaning that she has serious jealousy issues.
Yeah, because I don't know you, right? We're not dating. We're not. So why should I not be able to follow people? Continue.
Number 4.
4.
If you ask me on a date and you don't follow through, you're cut.
Okay, that's fair. What does follow through mean, though?
set it up, execute it, pay for it.
Okay, yeah, okay. Is there? I don't think she has a lot of forgiveness.
Number 5, if you ask or expect me to drive to you, especially if you live in another city, you're cut.
Okay, cut. So you're cut. So she's not driving to you. And if you say you're going to do something, you're cut. There's no going back, right? Somebody said, is she good looking? Okay. Yes. Somebody who's 290 pounds and 4'3" and looks like Frodo doesn't get it. Doesn't
has no
get
list.
this. There's no list, right? This one has a list for a reason.
Number 6, if I catch you lying one time, you're cut.
What if I tell you that I'm 6'3" and I'm 6'2"? Is that a lie?
Yes.
It is?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Number 6, if you play video games, you're cut. I don't care. Get a real man hobby.
Now that right there's crap. And because Belle, you play video games.
Yep.
What's the difference of playing video games compared to going online and watching, social media all day?
Or sitting down and watching football.
Yeah. Oh, so if I'm at home and I want to play video games, or I want to play, what if I'm addicted to Yahtzee? Right. So I'm cut. So it's okay if I go out with my friends golfing for 7 hours on a Sunday, but if I play video games for a couple hours, I'm cut. Okay, continue.
Number 8, if you have kids and you don't see them on a regularly scheduled basis, you're cut.
Oh, look at that. Now, what if it's the woman that won't allow you to see your kids?
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking.
Right? What if they've taken your kids and they won't allow you to see them and they're playing that game? Is that your fault?
Number 9, if you don't have a job or a vehicle, you're cut.
That should be number 1. Ladies, unless you live the job thing should always be there. Because I'm always surprised how many of my friends' kids that the person that they're, seeing kind of doesn't have a job. Even my little sisters, some of their boyfriends were such losers. I was always surprised. I'm like, God, it's not hard to get a gig. And the same thing, too, with the car. But I can guarantee you she's tried to fix a lot of guys. I feel like that, too.
If you watch corn, you're cut. I don't care. I don't care.
That's the adult stuff, not actual corn. What if I'm a corn farmer?
That's the way you get around it on social media.
Yeah. It's like on social media, if you ever watch anything and they said they went pew, pew, and they unalived him, it's because the AIs and the algorithms, when they hear certain things, they make it so that thing doesn't go viral.
Number 11, if you drink every day, even if it's just one drink, you're cut. You're an alcoholic.
The good news is Ken's given this up because Ken is doing, what was it? No drink in November? January?
Dry January.
Dry January.
I'm going to lose 10 pounds.
Baby, I'm losing the tenner.
Number 12, if you don't care about your health and fitness, you're cut. I don't care. This is my list. I don't care. And I'm not saying you need to be in the gym every day, slamming protein drinks, but you got to care about what you're putting in your body, and you got to exercise like semi-regularly.
Here's my thing on this one. When she said that, if you're not 6'2" with a 6-pack on top of a 6-pack, she's not giving you the time of day. There's a lot here. Finally.
I get that times are tough, but so is this list. Okay, next. Number 13, if it's clear to me that you're just trying to smash, you're cut. Okay, thanks.
Just trying to smash.
Well,
Yeah. Let me tell you why guys date. Because they're trying to smash.
but at the same
what if they're trying to smash?
but at the same time, I don't expect. I mean, women are not wired to just give it up.
Yeah, we got to
And-
work.
Yeah, and why would she want to go out with somebody that's just trying to get in her pants and then next? That makes total sense to me that she wouldn't want that.
So,
If you have to put that on a list, then there's a problem.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly. I mean, and by the way, if you have ladies, I'm going to break something to you. When we meet you and we fall in love immediately, we're trying to smash. We're already thinking, how hot is this?
That's what I told my daughter.
That's that. And you know what? It's just the way we're wired. That's it.
Yep.
It's the way we're wired. That's life. We're a visual creature. We're, a Jaws, in the movie Jaws, they said it best. It eats, it swims, it makes little babies. That's about what we are.
I told my daughter, I said, I don't care how much they tell you they like what you like. They don't.
Yeah. No, they don't.
We know within 10 seconds of whether or not we want to get with.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. But just like women know within what they say, it takes 7 seconds for people when they first meet decide if they even want to have anything to do with one another. You could tell if you want to date somebody within minutes. Like, okay, I know I want any part of this. Especially as you get older, right? And you just put it all out there. Because when you're younger, you're trying to look cool. When you're older, you're just like, here's all my crap. Here's all my crap. Somebody asked me, because I was talking about JD, do I like JD Vance? He's okay. Do I think, I don't, he's all right. He's the vice president. I like Marco better than JD. If you had to ask me who I'd like to see if this was my choices, but I like Marco better. But it doesn't matter. I just ask, why is the vice president out there talking about this? Because I just think this is something, got to be honest, kind of beneath the vice president at this point in time. And there's other things that the vice president could be doing. Or whatever because he's, the one thing, because Pence was, the only time anybody ever mentioned Pence was on January 6th. Outside of that, you never heard from him again. He got him over the hump with the Christian evangelicals in places like Indiana and other parts. And then we'll call you when we need you. Where JD's taking a much more, front and center approach. And because of that, I just think that this is something that it's because it's political that he's out there. But I think, you're not, this isn't a national tragedy. It's become a national story, and it's good for the White House, and it's good for the leftists, and it's bad for the people that were involved. Bell K, man, a lot of people are about you. Where's the man list? Here's the man list. It's a simple list. Don't be a bitch.
And admittedly, that's a large umbrella, but still.
You know what I mean? Come on. That's it. How hard is it?
It's real hard for some.
It is. It is. It's very hard for some. So, but if you can do that thing, you're pretty much on the way. So, but yes, the whole if you're just trying to smash. Have you met men? We're talking about the robots earlier. Nerds built technology. The minute the nerds figured out how to build something using electricity and wires and stuff, it could have been 100 years ago. They turned to each other and go, we're going to build a sex doll one day. That was it. Somebody said, I can see Bell. My buddy Jim said, I bet you Bell's going to be one of those people that they're going to find his companion choking him out. Bell's going to have a smile on his face.
I hadn't thought of that.
Oh.
That's what I love about working on this show is getting ideas.
So, it's just honestly. Yeah, JD is always campaigning for 28.
Well, Trump definitely uses him as a pit bull. When he wants to get his message out and it not come from his mouth, he's like, JD, go out there and tell him this.
Yeah. Of course. And they love this. I'll say this right out to you guys. You know what they would love? Some rioting in downtown tonight. Some breaking windows, some fires, some unrest. Because then they can go, see what's going on? See what's going on? Absolutely. It's what's going on.
They'd have it if it was summer.
Yeah, if it was summer. And the cold does a lot, man. At night, you're like, I don't think so. I'm going in. Plus, the other thing, in summer, what do you have? You have a lot of kids out of school.
Yep.
Because a lot of people who go out and do these things, they don't care about the issue. No. They just think it's an opportunity to go break a bunch of crap.
Right.
And they're all in school now. And it's cold.
They just want to be there for the vibe.
They want to be there for the vibe. I'm like, hey, what are you doing? I'm vibing out, man.
Vibing out,
baby. All right, coming up, Mickey Rourke speaks out. Mickey had some issues. Talk a little bit about that, among other things. Straight ahead, Chad Benson, Super Talk 997. Uh-oh. They went dark.
Ain't nothing coming in, ain't nothing coming out. But everything's okay.
Yeah, he's in a lot of trouble. He is in a lot of trouble. And he's not well either. That's the other thing. He's an old dude. He's not well. People understand there's almost 100 million people there.
There's a lot of folks there
in
this is not space.
Yeah, this is not one of these tiny countries that has like 3 million people. There's almost 100 million people. And Tehran is that's a big city, kids. That's about 9 million people. That's about New Yorkish size. And it's very modern. And they are pissed because they want it to all be modern. So this will be very interesting to see what takes place there. And people ask me, Chad, you're not saying nice things about JD? We had 4 years of Kamala. Kamala was an idiot. I didn't give JD much thought up until he was potentially going to be one of the vice president, candidates. Because I didn't live in Ohio. I knew about his upbringing. That was it. But if you had to ask me who would I rather have as president running, I'd totally rather have Marco. Little Marco. But I don't think we're going to get either of those guys. I think Don Jr. They're going to do Don Jr. What about that? What do you guys think of those apples? And then it's going to be Ivanka. And then it'll be Barron. Actually, I think if any of the Trumps have a chance in the future, I think it would be Barron. Although I don't know. How tall will he be by then?
Easily over 7 feet.
What is he, 11'9" now or whatever? So I think Ivanka would have made a good president. I think she could have handled the job somewhat.
I don't think she likes politics.
I don't think she likes politics either. I don't think I don't think Jared could. I don't think any of them did. They don't like the spotlight. He doesn't mind.
I don't think Jared likes the spotlight, but I think he loves politics.
He loves what comes with the politics.
They got little kids.
Yes, that's the other side of it, man. I think the kids, that's a tough thing, especially if they're little, at the White House.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy. I couldn't even imagine kids going through all that stuff. All right, coming up, hour number 2. We'll have some what J.D. Vance is saying. Talk a bit about that. More on Bell's robots, Bellbots. Got some of those coming through. We're going to find out what the price point is for Bell and his Bellbots. Maybe you can just rent one. We don't know. Would you be a robot pimp? Pimpbot.
No, there's you're using the wrong word.
Depends if I could wear a clock around my neck.
Oh, yeah, you got to do that for sure. Big clock, too. One of those old school ones that goes,
yeah, boy.
Yeah, boy. Hour number 2, straight ahead, Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 997.